iLLWIN. Remember that. But yeah, say hello, sir. Say hello to the world.
Hello, what's up, world? What up? What up?
What up? Okay, thank you for being here today. Now, one thing I want to ask before we get into your music, because that's the main thing that we're here for, is your great music career. You're in the world of hip hop. I know with people that get into music, rather you mostly in most forms of music, in rock bands or jazz bands, there's a way to learn how to get better at what you do. You go to like a music school, you play the instruments, teacher teaches you. Now with hip hop, that's not so simple because there's not really an instrument per se. Really, it's all about a guy getting up there rapping with all his passion, and he's got to think of things. Like based on what Lil Wayne says, he just thinks of things in his head and he just blurts it out. And that's what rapping does.
Well, when I got into rap, I was 8 years old.
Oh,
and my cousins were rapping, my older cousins. So they kind of groomed me into rapping, and I learned a lot from them. Also, some of my friends at school rapped, so I kind of learned from them.
yeah.
And yeah, just basically learning from the people in my community.
Okay, and then I was definitely around freestyle rapping in the schoolyard. People would get together, they rap, boom, boom, boom. Some were good, some were not so good. And I think that's how, because I interviewed someone last year that was like, you just got to go for it if you want to be a rapper. And sometimes you're going to suck. You're not going to say the right things. Your friends will laugh at you. And it's called being dissed, if you will, or losing a rap battle. So did you badly lose any rap battles when you first got started, or were you pretty good right away?
I feel like I'm still growing. There's always room for improvement. I still practice every day. I write a rap every day. I try to perfect my craft and grow. But I think it's just all about using that muscle, using that skill. I think when it comes to freestyling, it's a lot different than like writing raps. So like sometimes like I find a flow, a rhythm, and I'll write to that, and then I'll perfect that and I'll write to it. But like sometimes I freestyle as well, and sometimes I'll stop, think of something, punch in a line, stop, think of something, and punch in a line. And sometimes it's just free flowing, and sometimes those could be whole songs. So,
yes.
But I definitely think it's something that I wasn't always good at. I definitely am a better rapper than when I first started rapping.
I believe so. Yeah. Yes.
I think it's something that you have to work towards to get good at. I think anybody that's really good at rapping has practiced a lot at rapping.
Absolutely. I think the 10,000-hour rule applies to being a freestyle rapper. And you've done just that. And I want to go ahead and talk to you about the music you have out there. You can find this on YouTube and it's on Spotify. You got stuff everywhere. You gave me a list, and here's how this works. I'm going to be the voice of the music listener.
Okay.
Like when I see a song title or hear clips, I'll say what I think the song may have been about because I'm not the writer. But since you were the one that made this, you can tell me if I'm right in thinking while I'm thinking about this song.
Okay.
You can tell me if I'm right, or tell me I'm wrong, and then you tell me what the real story behind the song is.
Okay.
That's how I do with music guests.
Okay.
And so let's start with the first one. This is a nice first one. You have a song called Crazy.
Okay.
And when you think crazy, I mean, that's a very common term in society. People that are maybe not acting normal, maybe there's something wrong with it. For some reason, I think of Gnarls Barkley when he had that song back in the day, Crazy.
One of my favorite songs.
Okay, of course, in Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train, something's going on in your brain. So that's what I think when I think of the word crazy. So I guess for you, I'm guessing you made this. I think maybe hip hop has a lot to do with credibility. People, they rap something, they got to walk the walk and talk the talk. Maybe you heard someone say something in a rap track or maybe in your neighborhood. And then maybe he was like, man, you're crazy. That ain't true. So I'm guessing this is about someone you think is just crazy and they just need like maybe look in the mirror and revalue what they do in their life.
You're absolutely right. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. It's actually, it was a jingle, my first jingle I ever made. And it's the first song that I ever produced from scratch myself as well. So I made the beat on Crazy, and I also wrote the lyrics. So it's really about just having some fun. I was inspired by Little Richard.
Okay.
So the chorus is like Little Richard inspired. And it's just all about like, if you take my food, I might get crazy.
When you said that, that came to my head immediately. Well, that's good stuff, iLLWIN. Now, the next track we want to talk about, this is a song is called "I Hate You," and you is spelled "you," not "you." This is "you." So strong, a strong statement. But there's emphasis on the word "you" because I think "you" is that term. The "you" by itself is used for universities, colleges, like a higher learning, if you will. So I'm thinking, I hate. So you're saying that you perhaps hate someone, or maybe someone is claiming that they hate, but you think maybe they're doing it wrong. So I think you're trying to tell someone that if you want to hate someone, you got to do it the right way. You got to go to school to learn what it means to really hate someone, because that's where the college term comes. That's how you're teaching someone to hate the right way. So what do you think?
Not quite. Almost there, but it's just basically like me dealing with someone that I just despise, that I don't like. So
Oh,
yeah, it's basically I actually wrote it about a friend I was beefing with. We were like beefing for quite some time, so I wrote a song like just letting them know how much I hated them. But me and them are still cool to this day, and it's kind of a joke. Yeah, and that's another song that I produced from scratch. I made the beat, um, and I got some help on there, and I had some live instruments on there as well.
yes.
But I produced that as well as writing it.
Absolutely. Okay, that's good to hear that story. But let's talk about number three, the third thing that you gave me. This track is called "Blanket." Now, blanket, that's another common term. People sleep with blankets, or like babies. People. Um, I'm gonna say I probably will get this wrong because you probably I've been way off base on what you're thinking, but I'm gonna say blanket. Um, Perhaps you got into an argument with someone and you won the argument. You dominated the argument to the point where that person had to go to sleep and they need their blankie to rest off this. They're ashamed of themselves at this point. So am I right about the stinking?
I wish you were. I like that one way better than what the song is actually about.
Okay.
Blanket was actually a punchline on Michael Jackson's son.
Blanket,
when he held his son over the balcony. I kind of basically did a punchline on that. That was kind of like my MC cipher rap back in the day. It was probably like 10 years ago, and that was kind of me in cipher mode, and I made a punchline about Michael Jackson's son.
Oh yes, his nickname was Blanket. I remember that, and I mean he meant well, but people were like he shouldn't put a baby over the hotel railing. Like it was risky. He didn't do it on purpose. He didn't mean to hurt the baby. But yes, that was something. That image is now in my head and I remember Eminem actually spoofed that. I remember he went to the same hotel. He grabbed a bunch of pillows because the paparazzi was below, and I think he wrapped the pillows in a blanket. And he just tossed it out the window. He did "Bark by Baby," and so I remember that as well.
Oh,
like, yeah, being careful. That could be somebody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, good stuff. Now, your next track on this list we want to talk about. It's called "Saka."
Okay.
Now, I see the word, the way that's spelled, it's spelled Sucka. That's usually hip hop slang because there's sucker with an ER at the end, and there's the A term for this. So I think of the movie I'm Going to Get You Saka.
Good movie.
Yes, that was. I remember clips of it. I watched when I was a kid. But yeah, that's that's a common word in hip hop. So this is just Saka. I'm going to guess. Yeah, maybe either a friend of yours or relative. They're doing something stupid. You know it's stupid, but they do not. And then you tell this person they're Saka for doing that. What are you doing, Saka? I know. So am I right about this? No. Okay, that's all right.
It's about sucker MCs.
Oh.
So yeah, like a slang term that's been around for a long time. Referred to like MCs that's whack. And it was basically, I guess you can call it a little diss song to like what was going on in the music industry at the time in hip hop.
Okay.
Just calling out things that I thought were bad for hip hop.
Okay, absolutely. Now, that's definitely self-explainable. Sucker MCs. I've heard. I can't think what rap I've heard. Someone would say you suck at MCs.
I think maybe Run DMC. I think they had a song.
I think that's what I'm thinking of. Well, absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about your next track then. Okay. This song is called Paradise. Now, that's a more positive of a term. When I think paradise, for some reason, I think a Phil Collins song. It was called "Just Another Day in Paradise," which was actually a metaphor. It was about the homeless. The
Mm.
idea there was he would see people in the streets while he was this millionaire guy living a good life, him and his friends, and it was kind of like it's he was kind of speaking that as a metaphor. It's just another day in paradise because those guys they don't they they they, they have no home, they have no money, but not us.
Mm-hmm.
We're completely opposite of that. So he
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like he was speaking on that subject.
Okay.
So for you for paradise, I'm thinking you have dreams. You're talking about making your dreams come true, and if you do that, you would be, from a mental standpoint, you'd be in paradise. So, what do you think about that
I think
meaning?
you're absolutely right.
All
This
right.
one, you got it right on the head with that one.
Okay.
It was basically like me going through a bit of spiritual warfare and dreaming, like you said, of paradise. You know what I'm saying? So I think you were spot on with that one.
Well, side question: what's something that you would love to accomplish that you haven't accomplished yet?
Something that I would love to accomplish: a hit song on the Billboard charts.
Well, you know what? Keep at it. You keep doing you, and I think it'll happen. A lot of people make their dreams come true if they don't quit.
Thank you.
Because you know what? I'd like for this to be number one podcast in the world, and it's a
It
long
will
that
be.
it will. Thinking you will be on the billboards.
Thank
Yes,
you.
absolutely. We'll swear to each other.
Yes, we speaking it. We speaking it to existence.
Yes, manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now this next track is very interesting. This is called Space Host.
Mm-hmm.
The two words are spelled together, Space Host. So I'm going to take a wild guess. Well, space, I just think of outer space. Then host, I mean, I think, I love TV shows growing up. Kind of like what I do. I was really interested in the showrunner. I think of Jay Leno, David Letterman. They were hosts of late night shows. And there's numerous others out there to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking maybe you had some fantasy where you go to outer space, you go there, and then you decide that's not enough. You want to film this, you want to host a show from space, bring all your buddies, put it on camera. It's the Tonight Show from outer space with iLLWIN. So, what do you think about that?
I love that. Actually, I feel like we should make that happen in real life.
Yes.
But the song is kind of similar to what you were saying. Yeah, it was me and my friend Dro. We did a mixtape together,
Yeah.
and we were up in space. You know what I'm saying, above the clouds, and we were the hosts. We were hosting all the people, coming outer space with us to listen to the music. So you kind of was spot on with that one.
Okay, you know what that reminds me? I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. They did the first moon, where it was a bunch of famous people. They went to the moon. And they were there back in 15 minutes, and they played a song. They really hyped it. I forgot what it was. I'll look into it and tell the audience later. But they played the song. It was the first song ever played in outer space from front to beginning, and then it was like a big deal. The band went on Instagram like, "Oh yeah, we made history," and that's the thing. The people that when they go to space, like it's a casual thing. They want to listen to music just like they do if they were on the highway. Mm-hmm. Music is universal, it's global, and now it's intergalactical.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to that, absolutely mad. Yes. So let's talk about we got our seventh track that you provide for me. Okay. Yes, this song is called Spicy.
Spicy.
Well, that's a term. I think spicy wings. I just think it's most popular snack in the world to eat hot wings. But of course, spicy could, because I'm thinking hip hop terms. I'm trying to that spicy could mean drama. I've heard people say that when there's an argument going on. So I'm thinking maybe with you, the term spicy, it could be. I'm thinking maybe you got innovative. Maybe you was talking about both the hot chicken wings and the drama. Like maybe you was watching two people argue. And while you was watching them argue, you was eating spicy hot wings, enjoying yourself. Yeah, you two, you go get it. Why eat these wings? So what are your thoughts on that?
A little off on that one, but it's basically like just slang. Just slang for hot. Like your podcast is spicy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Right now, my shirt is spicy, so it's just like me popping what's hot.
Absolute fashion sense, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can see you're definitely fashionable. Like I'll try to show some pictures of you, or maybe we might have some video clips of you. But yes, you have the pinkest hair ever. Blinged out glasses. Yes, this guy, he was ready for this interview. Yes, and red hat. You're Brett Toboggan. So I'll try to show as much as I can when this goes online. So yeah, that's definitely spicy. All right, now. Okay, let's get to track number 8. Okay. You got a song here called "Better Days." Mm-hmm. Now, I think the word "better days." I don't know if you heard this, but in the late '90s, there was like a alternative rock song called "I See Better Days." So
Mm.
it was a good popular hit.
Okay.
And the idea is that this guy he had better days. He had a girlfriend, or he was a star of many plays. That was one
Mm-hmm.
of his rhymes. And then that time went past. He was not having a good day. Like bad things were happening to him. And when
Mm-hmm.
those bad things were happening to him, he thought about those better days when, he had his whole life ahead of him. So I'm just using that as an example because I'm thinking he could very well be talking about this when it comes to the rap world because better days. I mean, you could be thinking the past, or you could be thinking the future. I think the idea is that someone who's trying to make it, maybe they live in poverty on the streets, they're in a really bad way,
Mm-hmm.
and they hate what they're doing. But in order for them to feel better, they have some hope. They're not thinking about the bad thing that's happening right now. They're thinking about better days, such as they've got millions of dollars, or hopefully they have that in the future. Maybe in the past they had $1 million. They're like, oh, back in the day I was rich. I had the hottest girlfriend ever. So I think this is a hope for someone. They hope to have better days because right now they're going through some real ish, if you
I,
will. So that's my guess.
I think the last part of what you said was spot on.
Okay.
Going through some hard times, being optimistic about the future. That's pretty much what the song is about.
Yes. Well, I got a few right so far, but
Yeah.
yes, yes. So people check that out, and I'll talk about how you guys can listen to his tracks after we get through this last few tracks we will talk about.
Okay.
But number 9 on this list, you have a song called "Breakdown."
Yes.
Now that's a very common term. Breakdown. Um, people may say the term breakdown if they're actually breaking something down, like they're at a construction site
Mm-hmm.
and they want to demolish something. They call it break it down, and then or people have a nervous breakdown. That means they themselves are kind of breaking down within themselves. I'm trying to think what you mean. I am having a brain twister of this. I'm going to take a wild guess that breakdown. It could be your maybe it's how you feel in more of a positive way or a place of aggression. Like I think you're angry, but instead of having a meltdown like crying and sobbing, you're using your potential breakdown to empower yourself to get angry. And for anyone that wants to listen to you, you hope they get inspiration from this breakdown rap. But maybe the people that do hate you, like the suckers that we talked about earlier, and the people that you said that you hate, they might get upset. They might have a nervous breakdown about the things that you say. So I think breakdown that could be like a double-edged sword, if you will. The people that care for you, they're going to be inspired by what you say in this. People that hate you, they're going to be upset. So am I right about this? Tell me what are your thoughts.
I think you're a little off on this one, but
Okay.
it's something you said and what you said is what the song is about. You said a nervous breakdown, and that's basically what the song is like.
Okay.
Eternal nervous breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just a bunch of feelings and emotions. I don't know if it's a resolution at the end of it. It's just kind of more like a diary entry, and just kind of being honest about going through a hard time.
Absolutely. I think the way you said, I think that also applies to depression. People that I've had friends that dealt with post traumatic stress disorder. One of the things they say is that they feel like they're breaking down mentally
Mm-hmm.
and spiritually. So that's relatable. Breaking down because I think that I'm doing great now. But I've said this before. Decades ago, I dealt with depression, and it just hurts. Sometimes it hurts to be alive. And you don't know
Mm-hmm.
when it's going to get better. You just break down.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that. It seems like you felt that, and a lot
Mm-hmm.
millions of people they feel that.
Mm-hmm.
So good for you. I think that this is something that people now that people really know what you mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can see, and I think there should be a good message in this. So people should definitely get something out of this.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm
Yeah,
happy to hear that you're in a better place right now
I
too.
am. I'm doing great right now.
Because I definitely a couple years ago I definitely was having breakdowns and a depression, but I'm in a much better place right now too.
Yes, I'm glad to hear that, Ilwin. Let's talk about the last track that you provide for me.
All right.
You have this track called "Let Me In."
Yes, yes.
Now, I think for For some reason, thinking of another song, I'm thinking of Kobe Calais. She had a pop song. It wasn't called that, but she had a lyric called Will You Let Me In?" And then the idea is that she's trying to have a relationship. In this case, it was like someone she wanted to be a boyfriend. But this could be universal. You have someone you really care about, whether it's just a neutral friendship or you want to get married to that person, whether it's your parent. You want to talk to them, and they don't want to talk to you. They seem upset, and they don't want to tell you. You just want to help their problem, and they don't want any help. And quite frankly, this you saying "let me in," I think this is a plea to whoever that you want to talk to. You're asking to let you want to be in their life. You want, hey, you can trust me, talk to me, we can work this out. Let me in. So am I correct on this thinking, Dylan?
A little off. It's basically about just like opening up and telling somebody that you're just going through the motions, basically. It's kind of just feeling emotions, going through the motions, and just opening up and hoping someone lets you into their life and hearing what you have to say.
So I guess I was half right.
Yeah, half right. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's fair. But now that we know the truth, from things from we hear it from the guy himself, Owen. So yes, we so those are 10 tracks he provided for me. What's going to happen? Many of these tracks we're going to put in a playlist, part of the Stream Jockey experience. You'll see that first video, and then after you see that, the next video will be this podcast episode. And I plan on doing this many other of my episodes because the idea is that you're listening to this like you would watch music videos on TV or just a track on the radio. And then also I have some surprises. I might have some sweepers. I might have classic videos that's relatable to the episode. So please support us. Please support iLLWIN. Now, iLLWIN, we're going to watch these videos and video tracks on YouTube. What's the name of your channel that people can go see you, that you prefer people go see you at on YouTube?
_ iLLWIN.
Okay.
You could just type in iLLWIN.
Yeah.
And you should be able to find me. I should pop up. You should see some live performances I have and some music and some music videos. Yes,
and I will link that in the description below this video. So I'll make, if you guys don't know how you spelled it, I'll put it in there. Don't worry about it. Gotcha. Where would be the best place that people could listen to your music besides YouTube?
Spotify, Apple Music,
yes,
Amazon Music if you have Amazon Music, YouTube Music. I stream on YouTube all the time, so YouTube definitely has my music. So check it out on there. SoundCloud, everywhere you stream music, you will find iLLWIN.
Absolutely. Now, are you on Instagram?
Yes, I am.
All right, I'll link that as well because I know that's people like to post their stuff, their concerts, or they have messages they only put on Instagram. So that'll be in the link as well. Okay. iLLWIN, he loves his fans, so he wants he wants to hear from you. Give him some feedback.
Yes.
And with that, he's got concerts coming up.
March 6th at Yellow Cab Tavern, I will be performing. Doors open at 8. Show starts at 9, so make sure you're there for that. In May, I will also have a show at Oregon Express. Yes. That's May 1st. And then I will be performing at the Levette Pavilion May 14th.
Oh, yes. That's a big one. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll try to check that one out, but I do want to see you perform. So I will, that's on my ever-growing bucket list. Well, that's it, iLLWIN. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Ariana Holiday in the house.
Yeah, she was watching us do this interview. So, Ariana, thank you.
Y'all definitely have to link next.
Well, we'll talk. We'll talk off camera. Yes. But anyway, so people, thank you for listening to this. Good music is not dead.